Today's unique program. This is a talk on Tyagaraja Swamy Darshanam, which is simultaneously we have Tyagaraja's songs and commentary by Narayana Swamy. And everybody, you don't need introduction in this temple, so I'm going very brief to Narayana Swamy. So he is the outreach committee also. He is multi-talented, multi-tasked person here. So always smiling, and he's a fixer here. So I'm handing over to him now.
Thank you, Padre. The topic for today is Sri Tyagaraja Swamy and his Sri Rama Darshanam. At the outset, I want to acknowledge whatever little knowledge I am able to present today. I am most grateful to have been born as a child to my parents, who instilled a love of Carnatic music in me from a very young age. And I am also very fortunate to have been born in my hometown of Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh at a time when two great scholars and human beings, teachers, were alive and active in that place. They are Swargiya now. They have attained the lotus feet of Sri Lakshmi Narayana. Swargiya Aripadala Satyanarayana Murthy Garu and Swargiya Mulukutla Sadashiva Shastri Garu. Both these scholars, teachers, they are literally walking oceans of knowledge, especially about Sri Tyagaraja Swamy and his compositions. And what I was able to pick up from them is not even one part. And I hope today I am able to give you a couple of drops of that knowledge. And as the saying goes, in the case of Amrita, even one drop gives us eternal life. So that's what we are going to taste today. A drop of nectar, that is Sri Tyagaraja's Rama Bhakti. A few facts, biographical facts about Sri Tyagaraja Swamy. He was born on Vaishaka Suddha Shashti in the month of May 4th to be exact, in the year 1767, in a village called Tiruvarur in the Thanjavur kingdom. When he was still a child, the family moved to a nearby place of Tiruvayyaru, and there Tyagaraja spent his fruitful life in the same village. He received the gift of Rama Bhakti directly from his parents. His father, Rama Brahman, was a renowned Pauranika. He used to recite Ramayana in the Thanjavur court as well as in all the surrounding places. He was very well respected. And his mother, Sikamma, she had a very good musical knowledge. And because of Rama Brahman's connections with the Thanjavur court, Tyagaraja received musical education from the court musician himself, Sonti Venkataramanaya Bhagavatar. And many biographers of Tyagaraja Swamy say that he received an initiation into Sri Rama Mantra from an itinerant sage at a very young age, probably around age of 12 or 13 or so. And he pursued the japa of this Rama mantra with such dedicated concentration that even by the age of about 20 or so, he had completed 1 crore repetitions of the Rama mantra. And during his lifetime, he is supposed to have completed 96 crores repetition of the Rama mantra. And obviously, because of this deep involvement and devotion to Sri Rama, all of his musical compositions, songs, dwell around Sri Rama. That is a given. But what is interesting is, he seems to have been very greatly, deeply influenced by a few things in this devotion to Sri Rama. First thing among those is the Bhagavata Purana, and not just the Vedavyasa Sanskrit original, but particularly the Telugu version by the Telugu poet Bammarapota, Srimada Andhra Bhagavatam. There are many instances in Tyagaraja's singing where he directly takes scenes described in Andhra Bhagavatam which were not there in the Sanskrit Bhagavatam. And then he seems to have been greatly influenced by another Rama devotee singer poet who came before him called Bhakta Ramadas. But that's another topic. Another interesting thing is, at the time, whoever considered himself a scholar or a poet typically tend to write poetry in the form of a kavya, a long poetry piece. However, Tyagaraja did not want to do that. He instead chose the form of kruti, a song, and he blended his Rama Bhakti with the nectar of music. He himself says in a kruti, Sangeeta Jnanamu Bhakti Vina Sanmargamu Galade. There is a twofold path to moksha, that is Sangeetam and Bhakti. Both blended together, there is nothing to beat in terms of a pathway to moksha. And at a time, even though his family had access to the Thanjavur royal court, he himself shunned any such royal patronage, and he remained just in his house, devoted to his Rama, and pursued his devotion to Rama through his music. And Tyagaraja, at the ripe old age of about 80, he attained Siddhi within his house in Tiruvayyaru in the year 1847. This happened on Pushya Bahuda Panchami, typically happens around January, and his Siddhi anniversary is celebrated even now as Tyagaraja Aradhana. A huge 3-day festival, musical festival, takes place in his place of Tiruvayyaru, that is telecast, and now all around the world, including many places in USA, are holding, including Detroit, they hold Tyagaraja Jayanti and Tyagaraja Aradhana music festivals, and we remember him and we honor his legacy that way. The purpose today is to talk particularly about how Tyagaraja Swamy visualized Sri Rama in his compositions. He composed many hundreds of songs, people even say thousands, but honestly speaking, about 800 compositions, 800 kritis are available today. And about 300, 400 of them are sung widely on concert stage. And Tyagaraja, because of his musical genius and the long life he led, he talked about many ideas, many deep philosophical concepts, sometimes about social evils, sometimes about teaching. Many kinds of topics he dealt with as a material in his compositions, in the lyrics. But today, we are just concentrating on how he had a vision of Sri Rama, what he saw in this vision, because that is very fascinating. I would like to, I hope I give you a small picture of what Tyagaraja was seeing based on just talking about the lyrics, and my lovely musical friends here will be presenting the musical rendition of these lyrics. So, when he talks about Sri Rama, I call them Stuti Kritis. He's just praising Sri Rama. He's just praising Sri Rama. When he's talking about Sri Rama, you feel that he is in some kind of a deep trance. He is in an ecstasy. And that emotion, the bhakti, is pouring out of him like a spontaneous fountain. There is no control on it. He's not sitting there and thinking about what word I will put here, what word will come next. He's not thinking and writing like that. The bhakti and the vision is pouring out of him spontaneously like a fountain. So we'll take some examples. We'll start with a kruti that starts as Namo Namo Raghavaya. All biographers agree that this is one of the very first kriti Tyagaraja has composed, probably at the age of 12 or 13. And even then, we see that he is already deep into his Rama Bhakti and he is beginning to have a darshan, a vision of Sri Rama. This is a good example of the ecstasy I'm talking. Once they start singing, you will see what I'm saying here. This is a song of 9 stanzas. 9 stanzas, this is pretty long. But the structure is very simple. Even though the language is Sanskrit, he uses a very simple 2-line stanza structure. And it's very easy to recite. Even for children, it's very easy to recite. And the other interesting thing is, it starts with Namo Namo Raghavaya. What it means? What does it mean? Namo Namo Raghavaya. Salutations to Ram. Right? Simple. Salutations to Ram. Then he goes, Shukanutaya Dina Bandhave. Shuka. Shuka means Shuka Maharshi. Shuka Maharshi. We know that there are some Bhagavatas, like Hanuman, who are known for Rama Bhakti. But Shuka Maharshi is not particularly known as Rama Bhakta. But so why is Tyagaraja talking about Shuka Maharshi here? He is visualizing Rama not just as Rama, the prince of Ayodhya, the son of Dasharatha, but he is visualizing Rama as a manifestation of Sri Mahavishnu. Because Shuka Maharshi was concentrated on Sri Mahavishnu. He was a devotee of Sri Mahavishnu. So by bringing in Shuka Maharshi into the song, Tyagaraja is saying the Rama I'm looking at is really Sri Mahavishnu. And not just that. And then later on he says, you are reclining on the serpent bed. Who is reclining on the serpent bed? Usually Rama is not reclining on the serpent bed. It is Sri Mahavishnu. Later on he says, you are the savior of the Gajaraja, Nagaraja. You came to save the elephant king when he was caught by the crocodile. Who saved the elephant king? It was Sri Mahavishnu. So the point I want to make about this particular song is, when Tyagaraja is visualizing or having a vision of Sri Rama, he is not seeing just Rama as a prince, Rama of the Ramayana story, but he is seeing Sri Mahavishnu himself. So now we will render Namo Namo Raghavaya.
Namo
In our worship methods, when you are in the temple or you are at home in front of your home altar in the mandir, you have a murti to concentrate on, to do worship to. But the beauty of our worship method is that even when you do not have a murti in front of you, you are going on a bus or driving a car or you are by yourself somewhere, you do not have a murti to worship. You pick up your favorite stotra, your favorite chant, and mentally recite, silently recite to yourself. The stotra paints a picture of the murti in words. You can visualize this. Many of you are probably reciters of Lalita Sahasranama. Even the Dhyana Shloka paints a picture, Sindhuraruna Vigraha. Immediately you think of this red, brilliant hued divine being. Similarly, Hanuman Chalisa. Hanuman Chalisa has like dozens of examples of Hanuman doing great things, like how he is jumping across the ocean. Asaka his Sripati Kanthavagavai, where Sri Rama had embraced Hanuman after Hanuman saved Lakshmana's life by bringing Sanjeevani. The image of Hanuman carrying the Sanjeevani. All these are very powerful images that connect the devotee to the power of the divine, keeps your concentration. And Tyagaraja, through his musical genius and devotional attachment to Sri Rama, paints similar picture of Sri Rama in his Stuti Kritis. And we examine one such one here, starts as Bala Kanakamaya Chela. Here, Tyagaraja is visualizing Sri Rama. I'm sure you all know the Ramayana story. Vishwamitra came to Dasharatha's court and requested Rama to be sent with him to protect his yajna. Rama was probably 16, 17 years old at that time, young man, just coming out of adolescence, on the threshold of manhood, extremely handsome, still a little bit delicate, a little boyishness is there. It is, even if you take our own young men, you have children or grandchildren of that age, it is such a beautiful age to behold these young people. And then just imagine Rama at that age. How magnificent, how beautiful, how handsome he was as he walked with Vishwamitra. So Tyagaraja calls him Bala, oh young man, Kanakamaya Chela. After all, he was the prince. So he was wearing Panchakacham, that is threaded with golden threads. Bala, Kanakamaya Chela, Sujana Paripala, Sri Ramalola. Now, from Rama, he jumps off to again being Mahavishnu. Sri Ramalola, Vidhuta Sharajala. He already has acquired great prowess in shooting arrows from his mighty bow. Karunalavala, Ghananila, Navyavanamalika Bharana, Yela Nidayarat. And Tyagaraja used a raga called Athana, and this raga melody itself, it is like a fountain. It is like a fast-moving mountain stream. It is tumbling down with unstoppable energy. And Tyagaraja's inspired lyrics, where he is visualizing this young, strapping young man, Sri Rama, to match the melodic beauty of the Athana raga. So now we will listen to Bala Kanakamaya Chela. stanza Sister Anjali sang, there's a long Sanskrit stream of metaphors that Tyagaraja uses. Saratara Sudha Pura Hrudaya Parivara. In the Veda, there is a saying, Paroksha Priya Vai Deva. The Deva likes to be adored, likes to be sung to, likes to be praised. But at the same time, they like it even more when you do the praising indirectly. Don't do direct. Don't say, you are great, you did this great thing, that great thing, you are wearing beautiful clothes, you are wearing beautiful jewels. No. You have to be indirect to praise them. Tyagaraja says here, not only you are great, O Rama, your parivara, the people who are attending on you, who are attending on Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, Hanuman, Sugriva, Jambavan, all great Bhagavatas. They are also Saratara Sudha Pura Hrudaya. Their hearts are also filled with nectar-like quality. They are so sweet. Not only you are sweet, your attendants are also sweet. So, you are even sweeter. That's what Tyagaraja is implying in that song. Now, we move on to another kriti. This is another sentiment that Tyagaraja expresses frequently in his compositions. Rama, after all, is a king, he is an emperor, he is a chakravarti, he is a ruler. So, a ruler should have a court, a sabha. A ruler should have his attendants, his soldiers. So in this kriti, Tyagaraja is applying for a job in Rama's court as his personal soldier. Banturiti koluvu iyavayya Rama. Please give me a job in your court as your personal soldier. Bantu. It's like a trusted lieutenant. I'll be your right-hand man. And what are the qualifications? What are the qualifications? What are the duties of such a Bantu? First, the duties, right? When you apply for a job, you need to know what the duties are. First, the duties. Tuntaventivani modalaina modadula gotti nelakola jeyu nija Bantu reetikulu iyavayya. This soldier of yours is able to attack and defeat the 6 great enemies called the Arishatvarga. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. These are the 6 demons, 6 enemies that are preventing any spiritual sadhaka from reaching moksha. These are the Arishatvargas, 6 enemies. And the duty of Ramabantu is to attack them and defeat them. Such a job I want in your court. And what are the qualifications? Romanchamanu Ghanakanchutam. As a soldier, I need to wear an armor. And what is that armor? The goosebumps I get in reciting your name, that is my armor. Rama Bhaktudane Mudra Bildayu. My badge used to say devotee of Rama. And what is my weapon? Rama Namamane Varakhatkam. My sword is nothing but your holy name. With your holy name as my weapon, the badge of being your devotee as my honor badge, and the goosebumps I get from the thrill of reciting your name as my armor, I will become your soldier. Bantu Riti Kulu Yavayya. We will get it.
Bantu
we will be examining is a good example of Tyagaraja's sense of humor. After all, devotion doesn't need to be all serious all the time. So Tyagaraja makes his own small jokes from time to time, while imparting very deep philosophical truths while teaching. తెలిసి రామచింతనతో నామము చెయ్యవే మనస. First of all, do Ramachintana. Meditate upon Rama. Meditate upon name of Rama. But how to do it? Do it with understanding. Do it with knowledge. తెలిసి. తెలిసి రామచింతనతో నామము చెయ్యవే మనస. And in the next line he says, Talapulanni nilipi. Control your scrambling thoughts. Talapulanni nilipi. Nimishamaina, just for 1 minute. Don't need to do for hours and hours. At least for 1 minute. Control your flying thoughts. Talapulanni nilipi nimishamaina. Taraka rupuni nija tattvamula. These are the most crucial words in the Kriti. On what are we meditating? We said Rama. Who is Rama? He is Taraka Rupa. What is Taraka? One meaning of Taraka is star. But here it means the vehicle that will take you across the ocean. That is this samsara. What is samsara? The unending cycle of birth and death. To get past this ocean of samsara is to reach mukti. And the vehicle that takes you from where you are right now to that mukti is Taraka. Rupa. Rupa means physical form. So Rama is nothing but the physical form of the energy of the Brahman that will take you to Mukti. That is Rama. And you need to understand the true essence of this, Nija Tattva, true essence of this Rama, and do the meditation. For 1 minute, 1 minute is enough. Telisi Ramachandra, Namama Seidhivanansa. Then he says, here is where his humor comes in. Ramayana Chapalakshula Peru. Tyagaraja was also a great scholar. He studied all the Vedas and all the Shastras. And the Nigantu, dictionary says, the meaning of word Rama, the word Rama has multiple meanings. And one such meaning is Chapalakshula Peru. Rama means a beautiful woman. Rama means a beautiful woman. Ramayana Chapalakshula Peru. Kamadura Tirchuvarve. Such a beautiful woman will attract you to family, children, and the whole affair. Ramayani Brahmamuna Kuperu. Rama is also the name of the Parabrahma. Amanava Janana Tulutiru. Meditating on such Brahman will remove all your tapatrayas, all your problems, and give you nothing. So you need to meditate on the right Rama. Just chanting Rama, Rama is not going to let you lose. You will benefit only if you are meditating on the right Rama with the right knowledge. Telisi Ramachintanatu. Now we will listen.
తెలిసి రామచింతనతో నామము తెలిసి రామచింతనతో నామము తెలిసి రామచింతనతో నామము సేయవేయో మనసా
Now we come to the last Kriti I will present today. And I saved the best for the last. And this is my personal favorite among all of Tyagaraja Kritis. The Kriti that starts with Nanupalimpa Nadachivichitivo. I had to struggle to find the right words in English to describe the sweetness and ecstasy this Kriti has, that Tyagaraja has packed into this Kriti, squeezed the essence of that beauty into this Kriti. First we'll examine just the lyrical beauty. Nanupalimpa nadachi vachitivo na prananatha. No mention of Rama anywhere. No Rama. He is addressing him as Na Prananatha. Oh, literally means, oh Lord of my breath. You are the owner of my breath. Palimpa. Palinchu is a verb in Telugu. It's very difficult to translate. One way to say it is, ఒక నగరాన్ని ఒక రాజుగారు పాలిస్తున్నారు. A king is ruling over a city. Or ఆ భర్త తన భార్యని అనురాగంతో, తన కుటుంబాన్ని అనురాగంతో పాలించుకున్నాడు. A husband, a father is looking after his family with a certain sweetness. So it is not merely a king ruling. There is a attachment. There is ardrata. There is a certain compassion. There is a certain sweetness in the way the king is ruling. So, oh, you Lord of my breath, you have come to save me. You have come to rule over me. You have come to take care of me in your compassion. Who is the Lord of your breath? Who is the Lord of your breath? It is the Atma, right? It is the Atma that is making you breathe. And Advaita says basically, Tattvam Asi, Aham Brahmasmi. So, this formless indwelling self, that itself is the Parabrahma. And that is the Parabrahma, that is also the indwelling self. In one of the suttas it says, Tasya Shikhaya Madhye Paramatma Vyavasthita. The heart is shaped like an upside down lotus. And in the middle of it is a flame. And in that middle of that flame, Paramatma Vyavasthita. That is the Prananatha. That Tyagaraja is referring to. No Rama here. Okay? Then we go into the next line. Who is this Prananatha Tyagaraja is referring to? It begins to take shape. Prananatha by himself doesn't have any shape. What shape has breath? Can you give a description of who is ruling your breath? There is no shape, formless, right? In the second line, a form begins to take shape. Vanajanayana. Aha. Eyes like lotus petals. Who is that? Sri Mahavishnu. Vanajanayana is one of the epithets of Sri Mahavishnu. There is a beautiful story. Once Sri Mahavishnu was doing Abhishekam to Lord Shiva, and Shiva is very fond of lotus flower archana. And that day Sri Mahavishnu made a vow that he will do archana with 1000 lotus flowers. Somehow something happened, he started doing the archana, he went through 999, there is no flower left. He made the vow that he will do with 1000 flowers. So, because he is titled as Vanajanayana, apparently Vishnu tried to pluck one of his eyes, one was ready to offer him. Shiva came out and said, no, don't need to do that. and you and I have one, you know that. So that's a different story. Anyway, so Tyagaraja, coming back to Tyagaraja, Vanajanaya, O Mahavishnu, నీ మోము చూచుటే జీవనమని నెనరు నా మనసు మర్మము తెలిసి నన్ను పాలింప నడచి. My life's ambition is just to look at your face. That's all I want. I want nothing else. And this is the deepest, innermost desire that I have, just to look at your face. And somehow you know it. How does he know it? Because he is Paramatma. So that Paramatma, who started in the first stanza as Prananatha, now becomes Mahavishnu, who is Vanajanayana, who is compassionate, who is taking care of his devotees all the time. And then we come to the next stanza. This vague form now solidifies as the beautiful form of Sri Rama. Surapati, you are the Lord of the Devas. Neelamani nibhatanubutu. Uramuna mutyapu sarula cheyavutu. Neelamani nibhatanubutu. With your body glowing like the rain-laden cloud, the shine of blue gems, Neelamani. Your body is glowing. Uramana mutyapu sarula cheyavutu. Strands of pearl necklaces adorning your chest. Karamuna shara kodanda kantito. In your hands, there is the kodanda bow and quiver of arrows. What is the shape that is forming now? Sri Ram. Karamuna shara kodanda kantito. And who is along with him? Dharanitanayato. With the daughter of the earth, that is Sita Devi. Dharanitanayato. Tyagaraja Chita. Nanupalimpa Nadachi. I want to make a couple of subtle points here. After all, Rama was a king and a warrior and a brave warrior. He's, even in the Rama Parivar, he's standing there with the bow and arrows, right? But when he's coming to Tyagaraja, how is Tyagaraja inviting him? He's inviting this bow-carrying warrior Rama along with Sita Devi. So when Sita Devi is there, who is Sita Devi? Sita Devi is the mother. When Sita Devi is present, Rama is calm. Rama is not angry. Rama is now the loving father. Sita Devi is the mother, Rama is the father. So such a loving mother-father couple is what Tyagaraja is painting a picture. He's having a vision of here. Dharanitanayato Tyagaraja Chita Nanu Parimpa Nadachi. And he uses one of the most universal and one of the most melodious ragas called the Mohana Raga. This Mohana Raga by itself is so beautiful and sweet. Tyagaraja himself says elsewhere, Swararagalaya mane Sudharasa mandu Vara Ramanama mane Khandasarkara miltamu jesi. In the beautiful melody of raga, that is nectar, that is honey. Into that honey, I am dissolving the sugar, that is Ramanama. Imagine how sweet it will be. So this Mohana Ragam is honey, and the lyrical beauty of Tyagaraja's composition is the sugar, and both are dissolved together, and he is offering it to us. That is Nanapalim Prakriti in Mohana Raga. I hope I was able to give you a little taste of the devotional vision and the lyrical beauty of Sri Tyagaraja Swamy's Kritis. And I thank my brother Sri Indresh Garu and sister Anjani and Chiranjeevi Dikshita on this lovely journey for rendering the musical renditions. And thanks to Nidhi and the religious committee for giving us this opportunity. If you invite me back, I'll be happy to talk about some more aspects of Sri Tyagaraja Swamy's Kritis at another later date. Thank you very much.
Actually, we should be thanking you, Narayan Swamiji. You have added another layer to our Sunday talks by incorporating this beautiful music, of course very appropriate for the topic of your talk. Just a reminder to those who missed it in the beginning. It was music as devotion, Tyagaraja Swamy's vision of Sri Ram. So thank you so much, and yes, we will schedule more thoughts from you. And I would really like to acknowledge the musicians today. As Narayanji mentioned, we had on the vocals Anjana Devlupalli and Indresh Nakkalji on the mridangam, and a young Dikshita Balaji on violin. Sarji has already spoken of the Bharatiya Temple's appreciation for Narayanji and the musicians.